Welcome to another Moment of Tiki, coming to you from the Lagoon of Mystery, my home tiki bar here in Central Texas. Today, we are going to make the cocktail known as the Kingston Negroni. Negroni sounds familiar. This is a Caribbean tropical riff on that un-tiki-like cocktail that is so popular in bars across the country. But this one is distinctly Caribbean as it substitutes in Smith & Cross rum for gin. So, one of the first things you need to know about the Negroni is to properly serve it, you really have to concentrate on the ice. The ice has to be perfect, and so no ice. Well, fortunately, I know how to make clear ice. Clear ice is one of those mythical things that you see all sorts of weird and arcane explanations for online. They say you got to boil the water first before you freeze it. You have to use distilled water. You have to sacrifice a live chicken in an ancient voodoo ritual in order to get clear ice. That's not true. The secret to clear ice isn't really a secret at all. It's directional freezing. What happens when your regular ice cubes freeze is that the water in the ice cubes freezes from all directions at once, and all the dissolved air bubbles and maybe minerals too. I'm not entirely cognizant of all the details of the science involved, but everything that's in the ice gets concentrated to the middle, and it creates the opaque white milkiness that is not so appealing when it goes into cocktails. So the idea is to take your water and position it in the freezer, set it up so that it freezes in one direction, and all of those impurities get forced down to the bottom in the still liquid layer. So when you remove it, everything is clear except for the little bit at the bottom. The easiest way to do this is just to get a small ice chest. Small ice chest, fill it with water, place it in the freezer for 24 to 36 hours, depending on how large a vessel you have, to allow that water to freeze to the point where you have a solid block of clear ice that you can then cut and use in your cocktails. Now what we have here is an ice chest, a very simple little cooler with the top removed. And what this does, the sides insulate, the bottom insulates, so the freezing doesn't happen from these directions. With the top removed, freezing, the heat loss is only from the top, and therefore it freezes from the top down. You can use foam rubber to make an insulating body. You can use polystyrene. You can use a lot of things to craft your own so that you can put a square ice cube tray in it, or other shapes as you would want. But if you just need a quick and dirty way to create crystal clear ice, then just a small ice chest that'll fit in your freezer will work. So what we're going to do here is put the water in the ice chest. I'm going to put it in the freezer, and then tomorrow we will come back out and we will remove our crystal clear ice, and you will be amazed and be able to mystify your friends with your sudden newfound knowledge of arcane ice alchemy. What we want to do, start with a pitcher of water and do 1, 2, and 3. Now, all we have to do is take the cooler, put it in the freezer, and let nature take its course. Now we take the ice chest of water place it in the freezer for a minimum of 24 hours, and then come back and retrieve our magically clear ice. Well, since we got a little time to kill between now and then, how about you do me a favor? Why don't you go right down below, hit the subscribe button, hit like, maybe leave a comment if you want, share to your social media. That would really help me out a lot and help to build the audience for A Moment of Tiki so we can spread tiki goodness everywhere. 23 hours, 59 minutes to go. And here we are. And our ice has frozen. Okay, so we have the frozen ice in here. There's several inches of non-frozen. I can see bubbles floating around underneath. So what we need to do is separate this out. So I put a towel right here. It's probably gonna get a little wet. And let's see what we can manage. Here we go. Oh! A little bit long. We've got, it's interesting. You can see this one section, there is liquid water here. And about half the ice is clear and half the ice is somewhat cloudy. It's very soft. Yeah, what we're gonna do, I wanna try and drain some of this off. Just pour this out over here. I'm going to use this knife to saw the groove in here. Then I'm going to use a mallet to kind of hammer. There we go. Now we have our ice, so we can commence to making the Negroni. First of all, we need to put some ice in the mixing tin. That's good. First, Negroni is a equal parts cocktail, which means it's got, the traditional Negroni has equal parts gin, Campari, and vermouth. So the Kingston Negroni has equal parts rum, Campari, and vermouth. I'm gonna start with the sweet vermouth, Dolin, and that calls for 1 ounce. One thing to keep in mind with vermouth is that it is a fortified aromatized wine. So it has a comparatively low ABV and needs to be treated as a wine. So once you open it, it needs to be refrigerated and probably used within a month for best results. If you leave it on the back bar shelf, unrefrigerated for months at a time, when you taste it, it's going to be pretty nasty. It's going to have that funky off flavor that wine gets when it's too old. Next, Campari, an aperitivo from Italy. These were generally used as digestives, aperitifs, quite bitter if you've never had it. And for a long time, the bright trademark red color was derived from insects. I do not know if the red color is derived from insects now. I know for a while they had switched to artificial coloring, but who knows? Finally, the key ingredient, apart from the ice, for the Kingston Negroni is Smith & Cross, a traditional Jamaican rum. This is a very funky, unaged rum. Well, it's lightly aged, made with a blend of several different Jamaican styles. And this one comes in at 57% alcohol. So it will knock your socks off if you are not careful. And that's it. 3 parts, equal parts vermouth, Campari, and Smith & Cross traditional Jamaican rum. Unlike most tiki cocktails, this is stirred. Now the idea is that if you have a cocktail that's composed of entirely alcohols, spirits, liqueurs, then they're stirred. If there are fruit juices and other non-alcoholic ingredients like syrup and stuff included, then it's shaken. That's generally a rule of thumb. There are some exceptions, but this one is stirred. Now, julep strainer. Oh, almost forgot the clear ice. Now, I have my julep strainer, and we are going to strain Campari. Oh, look at that. It's gorgeous. Okay, you may be thinking, why a single large cube? Regardless of whether it's clear or not. Obviously, the clear looks better. The reason is that you don't want the dilution, you want the chill, but the whole construction of the drink is to highlight the 3 liquors that are included in there. And so there's a single cube, it serves to chill, but not melt as quickly as crushed ice would or many smaller cubes, because there's a smaller surface area coming into contact with the cocktail. Beautiful. The clear ice really sets it off. It's the perfect touch. This is the Kingston Negroni with a powerful, pungent rum that is strong enough to stand up to the Campari. Oh yeah. Now, I'm not normally a big Negroni drinker. I like them on occasion because the bitterness of the Campari is somewhat of an acquired taste. But I can tell you the Smith & Cross really gives it a rounded mouthfeel with almost butterscotch notes. There is a tropical complexity here that you don't get with the traditional Negroni and the aromatics and herbal components that you get from a traditional gin. So if you are a tiki aficionado and want to branch out into some of the craft cocktail world, explore a little bit of the old world spirits that we have here, then I recommend Kingston Negroni. Quite a good combination. Until next time from the Lagoon of Mystery, aloha.